And welcome back, rugby fans, to Rugby411. As always, I'm your host. My name is Joshua Shibata, and it is with great privilege and honor. I have a guy I've been trying to get onto my podcast for a long time now. He is finally here. Please welcome Ben Houston to the podcast. Ben, it is a pleasure. How are you feeling, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thanks for having me, first of all. Yeah, loving life in LA. It's loving all the footy, loving everything, and loving all the fans and everything. So it's been great.
Yeah, so we'll jump right into it. Is this your first time here in the States, or have you been to the States before?
I've been to the States. I actually went. Where was it? Last year. Yeah, last year I came twice for a holiday. I went for a ski trip at the start of the year,
Okay.
and then last September I came with my club Randwick to play in the Aspen Rugger Fest.
Oh, got it, got it,
Yeah,
got it.
it was September, halfway through
Got
September.
Okay.
So those are the only 2 times I've been in America, but, both times in LA, and then obviously once in Utah and once in Denver.
Right, right. Got it, got it. So, how is being here in America? I mean, I'm assuming you've gotten quite a bit of American culture now here. How is
Yeah.
it compared to being in Australia?
Well, to be honest, down because obviously we're down situated in Redondo,
Hmm.
it's quite similar.
Okay.
Like on the beach,
Hmm.
like we've grown up on the beach our whole life, and obviously
Ah,
it's
got
like
it.
beachy culture,
Mm.
quite quiet. Um, so it actually hasn't been too much of a difference, really. Obviously, probably like literally the only difference would be the traffic. But
Yeah, we talked about that.
yeah, so but apart from that, it's actually been not too bad. Like we've fit in pretty seamlessly. Me and my housemates just being
Got
both
it.
next to the beach.
Hmm.
But to be honest, it's been really good. Like haven't had too much of a time to like adapt and climatize because
Hmm.
we're close to the beach, and us Aussies, as you'd probably know, we just need to be near bit of water, and we'll be fine.
Oh, there you go. Yes, I
Yeah,
have heard that. I have
yeah,
heard that. So yeah. So being here in LA or Redondo Beach, for those who
yeah,
don't know, is technically a little bit different from LA, but
yeah,
yeah, definitely is a great landing spot for you here in
yeah, for sure.
MLR. So let's go back. Did a little research on you, Ben. And I know that obviously growing up in Australia, the rugby is a lot more prevalent there than it is here in the United States.
Yeah,
But rugby pretty much was in your blood from the start, right? You have family that's been doing rugby all your life.
yeah. So my old man, my dad, pretty much played rugby his whole life. His father played rugby his whole life. And yeah, I've been in it since I've been about 4 years old,
There you go.
playing, and haven't stopped playing since. So I
So
yeah, so my old man obviously got us into it, and then playing both league and union till about high school,
hmm,
and
hmm,
then my high school's a very very big rugby union school, so
hmm,
specialised in that, and then
hmm.
yeah, here I am.
Now, I'm going to pause you on the Union and League because I spoke to your teammate, Robert Mappa,
Yeah,
who was a big league player before making the jump over to MLR and having to
yeah,
come back to Union. So that is an interesting subject to talk about because that's
mm,
something. Again, the purpose of this YouTube channel is to talk about rugby and bringing rugby to an American audience that's not too familiar with it.
yeah,
And now you have two different codes, which again,
yeah,
American fans won't be too familiar with. But let's
yeah,
pause that for a second. Now, so your father, your grandfather, I know your uncle also played rugby as well.
yeah.
So you've been around it. Was it always the goal then to play professionally with rugby? Or was it just, you know what, my father does it, my grandfather did it, I'll do it, and then if it takes, it takes. If it doesn't, no big deal. Or was it always, hey, I'm going all the way with this?
Um, I feel like like growing up, it's always more of a dream than a reality. Like
Mm,
you always want to play rugby when you're older,
mm-hmm,
and I always loved the game. Like as I was probably going into my early teens, I probably loved the game more than actually playing it because
mm-hmm,
I hadn't grown or anything like that. I was a bit
mm-hmm,
late to the old growth spurt,
mm,
and then as I was getting towards 18, I hit my growth spurt, got a bit bigger,
Yeah, you're a big dude. You're a big dude.
Yeah. Started getting into picked in a couple of teams at my high school, and then I guess the dreams sort of turned into, "Oh, maybe I can actually achieve this." But
Okay.
my parents were always very supportive with that sort of stuff. They didn't really like they wanted me to excel in rugby, but obviously they just wanted to support me and everything. And then I guess as I was getting older, they were just more saying, "Oh, this could actually be something." And so after school, it probably really all turned, and I probably knuckled down more into being a professional rugby player.
There you go. There you go. Now, let's go back to league and
Yeah,
union. So you did a lot of league, but your school primarily, as you mentioned, was basically union based
yeah.
or focused on union. Do you have a preference? Is there one that you prefer over the other?
It would definitely be rugby union, just because I played it just
So
longer
much more. Okay.
and so much more. Like when you're probably like here in America, you've got all these sports, but in winter sport, I used to play rugby league on a Saturday and rugby union on a Sunday.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah.
okay.
So that's what I did till I went to high school, and then my high school was a boarding school, so there wasn't the availability to go to league,
Got it.
because
Got it.
obviously we're at school the whole time.
Is there, and of course, this is way in the future, I'm assuming, or maybe it might be sooner than we know. But
Yeah.
is there a possibility maybe that you'll jump back into league or give it a shot, or are you pretty much going to be sticking no code switching for you?
Well, I actually already have code switched 2 years ago.
Oh, okay,
I did a stint at the West Tigers, which is one of
that's
the
right, that's right. I
yeah.
read about that.
So I
Yes,
did one
yes.
of the I was with the NRL team, the West Tigers, for a bit,
Mhm.
and yeah, I loved it.
Oh, okay.
I absolutely loved it. It's just I probably jumped in it too late, and probably the development of a rugby league player, I probably needed a couple of years earlier. And
Ah,
I feel like I could probably get a bit further in rugby union, because obviously I've been doing it for so much longer, and the tricks of
right.
the trade are
Okay.
in rugby union, whereas rugby league, there's a lot of tricks of the trade, and I think
Mhm.
I love the sport. I love both the sports. I'd play if anyone asked me to play tomorrow, I'd definitely do it. I
Sure.
just, yeah, I think I've just developed a lot more as a rugby union player, and I'm just a bit fresh as a rugby league player.
Got it. Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because again, not to go because we could do a whole podcast just talking about the differences
Oh,
between league and union.
we need a couple.
Yeah, or using a couple exactly
Yeah.
right. But just for American fans, union and league do have different rules, and it's
Yeah.
a different play style. I always tell people, and it might not be the most accurate description, but I always try to tell people maybe league is a little bit more hard hitting, but also kind of has that football, the American football kind of base where you have a certain number of phases and then the ball
Yeah.
turns over. Same with American football, we have downs, and if you
Yeah.
don't move the ball a certain amount or score, then the ball turns over or you kick it. So
Yeah.
there's different rules obviously between the two codes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's it makes a lot of sense. So again, like you said, because you didn't necessarily have the years or the youth
Yeah.
years to develop as a league player,
Yeah.
you did with union. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense. That makes
Yeah.
a
No,
lot of
for
sense.
sure.
So now let's talk about your time with Radwick, the Galloping Greens, because that's a big. I feel that was probably a big highlight for you when you got into that team. What was the mindset? Was that always the goal to be part of the Galloping Greens in Randwick, or was that just like, hey, that's cool that I'm getting this opportunity?
No, yeah, well, obviously when you finish school, it's it's obviously not the same aspect of a draft, but when you come out fresh, all the Shute Shield clubs come chasing you, obviously.
Ah,
And
okay.
it's sort of like it's a unofficial draft. Like people come to you, offer you stuff. And obviously when I went to Randwick, um, as soon as you go there, like it's such a proud club and everything, and all you want to do is play first grade.
Mm.
My grandfather played there as well, so
Oh,
there's a
there you
bit
go.
of, family ties to the club. But yeah, all I wanted to do as soon as I got there was play first grade and, win a
Ah.
first grade comp, and, yeah, so it was always a goal of mine as soon as I got to the club, because it's such a proud history and such a I love the club so much.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing some research. They're only second to Sydney University with the number of premiership championships that they
Yeah,
have. by far more than a bunch of the other teams in the Shute Shield
Yeah.
competition. And I mean, they've been around for over 100 some years, which
Yeah.
we here in America, we rarely have any teams that have that kind of history. So
Yeah.
as you mentioned, that's a lot of history there. So like you said before, you took a little bit of time to go with the West Tigers, but then when you came back in 2023, you became the captain of the Randwick Galloping Greens, and they won a
Yeah.
championship there. How was that? What was the feeling to be able to bring history to the Galloping Greens? Because from what I understand, it was the first title since like 2004 for them. So
Yeah.
they were in quite a bit drought.
Yeah, it was a big drought. It's a funny question because I was obviously asked that question after it won. It's a bit of an out of body experience. You can't really just explain the feelings and the emotions that are caught up when you actually do win the comp because I've never ever experienced anything like that before, and I
Mm-hmm.
probably until I win another one, I probably won't feel it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just emotions. It's you almost feel numb. Like it's probably one of the proudest moments in my life to date. Um, just seeing all the passion from all the fans and all the other players and all the coaches, and obviously to do it with Hoylesy was also another special thing. As it was his first year of coaching, and the last time Randwick won it, he was actually in the team. So
Right, right. I was gonna jump into that. You
yeah,
mentioned that your grandfather played, and there's a long list of prominent
yeah,
Australian rugby players. A lot of them are former Wallabies as well. Stephen Hoylesy, as you mentioned, who then obviously is now our head coach.
yeah,
Matt Giteau also as well.
yeah,
So I'm assuming that because that Hoylesy was the coach,
yeah.
that is the connection to now come into RFCLA.
There's a few connections. I also, Adam Fry, the GM, I actually played my first year of grades, so opens after 20s, with him. So I know Haas very well. I played with Haas, Adam.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, Hoylesy obviously I've been working with him for now 3 years, and, yeah, it's been great. I really enjoy working under him, and he's been great for my development, and, when I saw the opportunity to obviously come to LA, there's not many people that would say no to that, but, like,
Right.
with Hoylesy, it's definitely an added bonus and a real bonus for my progression.
Got it. Now, but you didn't come alone. I mean, you also have a bunch of your teammates from the Galloping
Yeah,
Green that came over with you: Ben Sugars, Ed Timpson, Nick Chan, Matthias Jensen, and unfortunately Declan Laney, who just had a severe season-ending injury. Which, of course, we wish him all the best in his
yeah.
recovery. So, was the fact that you weren't moving just by yourself, you had a lot of your mates with you, did that make the transition easier, a little bit easier to transition to the team? Well, how did that feel to have all these other faces that you're at least you know who these people are on the team here in RFCLA?
Yeah, it helped massively. We were all such a tight group already, and all the boys that you mentioned were already like some of my really good mates at Randwick. For like Declan and everyone are all some of my best mates from home, and like Nick Chan, for example, he's one of my brother's best friends, my younger brother. So
Okay.
um, it made it so much easier. It made it really seamless, and like it helps when you already know how they play and who plays like what, and you can sort of bounce off each other, and
Hmm.
um, it's that I guess that security and probably like develops you quicker, like to come out of your shell because you've got a little bit of support already,
Hmm.
and it was so good. We all played in that team that won the comp as well, so
Right.
we were already a tight knit, and I guess when we all saw the opportunity, we obviously looked at each other and said, like, I reckon we should have a run with this and go together and try and make a mark on this comp and do some special things in LA.
Yeah, and so far I think you are. I mean, unfortunately, we did suffer a kind of a disappointing loss to New England, but
Yeah,
again, it wasn't an embarrassing performance. It was a very competitive game.
yeah,
Just came up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. But
yeah,
hey, you guys had a awesome 4 game winning streak. Never happened before in the franchise history.
yeah,
You yourself have been having a phenomenal year. Just really sticking out as a guy who's just been doing everything that
Yeah.
you're supposed to be doing on the pitch. Now we're already at the halfway point, maybe a little bit beyond that with Major League Rugby. Now
Yeah.
that you've kind of seen the competition, seen quite a few of the teams, what is the comparison between Major League Rugby competition and Shute Shield competition?
My best way to describe it, because I've been asked this question a lot as well.
Sure.
MLR is I reckon it's a lot more physical and a lot
Okay.
more
Okay.
athletically developed.
Okay.
I think the players here, or they're a player that's played the game a fair few times, so they
Right. Sure.
like you're not versing, say, the Christian Liliafanos who's in my team in the
Hmm.
Shute Shield. You're versing probably in the Shute Shield. You're probably versing the next and upcoming
Right.
22-year-old
Younger kids, younger
prodigies
talent.
or something like that. Like
Yeah. Got it.
something
Got
like
it.
that. And Shute Shield, I think's probably a lot faster and a lot
Okay.
more not game development, but I think there's a little bit more tactics go involved to Shute Shield because obviously we've played the game. All of us have played the game for so much longer, and
Hmm.
it's like it's more of a development on the game.
Hmm.
Whereas I think in the MLR, it's big bodies, big hits, fast people that are just genuine athletes that just know how to be in a physical sport, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does.
Yeah.
And actually, that's interesting you point that out because it seems to me, and I've again spoken to quite a few of your teammates,
Yeah.
like Andrew Coe, Yuri Van Buren. They all mention the style that you guys are trying to put as an RFCLA style is a
Yeah.
fast scoring
Yeah.
style. So
Yeah.
it seems to me that kind of is what Quizzy did with Randwick
Yeah.
and kind of bringing it over here to Major League Rugby.
Yeah, for sure. And,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all about I think, like, the DNA of our club back at home is, like, they're known as the Galloping Greens
Mhm.
because, um,
You guys are
we wanna
fast.
yeah, we wanna play an entertaining level of rugby and, just keep on, like, just bringing back a bit of, I guess, jazz and to the sport and just
Sure.
making, like, a real spectacle for, like, a spectator or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
just trying to bring the pace and development of the pace into a game, and I think that's what we're trying to do as a club. And yeah,
And I think honestly, I don't believe this is Coach Hoyes's main mission, but I feel with American audiences, I feel that entertaining fast pace might be more appealing to
yeah,
us than a slow plodding. I mean, again, we love the physicality. Obviously, we love the
yeah,
hard hits, but
yeah,
yeah, I think that fast style pace is definitely a lot more appealing
yeah,
with
for
it.
sure, for
So
sure.
no, it's great. It's great. And again, we've been having some great crowds so far. I know you weren't here for year one, but definitely as a person who's seen both year one and year two, I
Yeah,
feel our crowds are bigger. They're a
yeah.
lot louder, great energy. How does it feel to play in a packed stadium like Wallace Annenberg on game day?
Oh, it's unreal. Like the facilities there are just first class. Like
Mm.
even the stadium, like you just even looking to the left, like in the back in your background there, seeing those stone buildings and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Like
Hmm.
it's amazing. Like even
Yeah.
like, playing on that grass, like everything is like it's all there. Like it's all there to me. A real, I guess, dynamic like club and team because the facilities and the crowd and everything and everyone's so supportive. Like
Yeah.
um, everyone's so supportive. They all get around you regardless of the result,
Hmm.
and it's been great. Like the idea of every single fan comes onto the ground afterwards and asks for your
Hmm.
autograph. It's amazing and it's special. And I think the fans especially are really like supporting us, and I guess that's probably one of our main drivers to obviously win the game and just put on a bit of a show.
Right, right. And you guys are doing a great job of that. I honestly, I feel more magic in the air this season than I did last season. And
Yeah.
not to take away from last season, because
No,
we,
no.
we had a pretty good team, but I do
Yeah.
feel a lot of the magic in the air on
Yeah,
this
for
season.
sure.
So with that being said, let's talk about what's been going on lately and what we have coming up ahead of us. So we're dealing with, you've probably heard this term already, storm weeks coming on with MLR, shoving a bunch of games in a short period of time. So
Yeah.
we just had a game yesterday, and I believe the boys either they're landing today back in LA or
Yeah.
might have landed earlier this morning. But
Yeah.
I mean, and now quick turnaround because Saturday we have the Cali Cup with San
Yeah.
Diego. So, and obviously, and it's a blessing for me because the only way I feel I got a hold of you is because they didn't have you take the trip over to New England.
Yeah.
So you have a little bit of a rest.
Yeah.
What is the strategy going into this Cali Cup? Last time we played San Diego, didn't go so well for us in San Diego, but it wasn't bad. I mean, we lost, I think it was 36-28, I think was the score. So it was competitive. But what is the strategy going into this game now at home against San Diego?
Well, I think our biggest thing against San Diego, that was our issue, was our discipline. Like, I think we played half an hour with 13 people or
Yeah.
14 people. So
Yeah.
I think personally, if we had 15 people on the field, I think it would be a different result. So I think with the Cali Cup as well, obviously I've only played in one of them. And I'm also playing a fair few of my mates down in San Diego.
Mhm.
I guess you just got to get that balance of emotional control and obviously just overall gamesmanship. But obviously, we haven't spoken too much about San Diego because the boys have been all focused on New England. But
Mhm.
I don't think. Obviously, we'll talk about that tomorrow, and then we'll be full charge ahead for San Diego. But I think a massive thing is if we control our discipline, we're going to go real close to getting our hands on that cup.
Do you feel any, I don't want to say it's pressure, but do you feel anything different with the fact that you have, like I said, you had a game? I mean, you didn't take part in the game, but you do have some of your teammates that will be playing in both games. But you have the team that were playing yesterday, and
Yeah,
now you kind of have to, you only get like a 2-day window
yeah.
theoretically to now get ready for what's pretty much a very big game. I mean, do you feel any pressure, anything different, maybe less prepared, or is it you just have to deal with that?
I think there's an element of dealing with that because every team sort of is in the same boat. Like
Sure.
every team has to have their short turnarounds, and
Hmm.
so I don't think it's we can't really say why us because everyone's going through it.
Sure.
But I don't think there's any added pressure because everyone like was like no one's really thought about San Diego obviously before like
Mhm.
until now really. Obviously
Right.
everyone's minds are now to San Diego, but I don't think there's any added pressure or anything, and it's the joys of rugby, I guess, because once you get knocked back down, like you have to get back up. So
Right.
and it all adds to the story. Like if you get two out of the three gritty wins, like that goes massively for your mental capacity of the overall
Sure.
team because like when you like when everyone's down, everyone's hurting. Like the other team's in the same boat. So
Mm.
it's 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 a tough period, but I think the boys will cope all right. Like obviously, those boys that will play this weekend will just double load their management.
Mhm.
But if you get the recovery right, eat well, sleep well, I think we'll go. I think a lot of the boys will be fine.
That's awesome. I really like the positive mentality that you have because
Yeah,
I feel that if everybody thinks like that, then
yeah,
yeah, you guys will be fine. So that's
yeah.
awesome.
No, for
All
sure.
right. So now let's get to know a little bit more about you and then a little bit more about your mates as well on the
Yeah,
team.
sure.
So, Ben, you grew up with rugby, surrounded with rugby, family's rugby. Do you have any other hobbies or interests outside of rugby? Like, what do you do on your, like, you had a couple of days where you didn't have to worry about it. What
Yeah.
do you do on your free time?
I play golf with inverted. I'm not very good at it.
Okay.
I can hit the ball, but I love
Sure.
golf. I love it. I love it so much.
Well, you're in a great place then here in LA. I mean,
Yeah.
we have
Maybe
golf everywhere.
yeah. So me and my housemate Benny Sugars.
Mm,
The last 3 out of before he left, the last 3 out of 4 days we played golf.
nice.
So yeah, we do that, and then obviously another hobby. My girlfriend's here, so I love my walks all around LA,
Oh,
and then would be just going for a swim. Really, that's
sure.
that's probably our biggest hobby, like just being in the sun.
Mhm.
I could lie on the back deck for 8 hours and just be happy.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you ever hear the joke, but everything here in LA is expensive. But the
Yeah,
reason why things are expensive is because we pay for the weather.
correct.
Like where else can you go? I mean, it's gloomy right now, but where else can
Yeah,
you go where the weather's like this? And theoretically, what's our spring winter time?
yeah.
So it's wonderful out here. So you landed in a great spot here in
Oh, yeah,
LA.
it's terrific. I've loved everything. Like, the weather's been great. Like,
Hmm.
it's never really been cold. Like,
Hmm.
obviously, it gets pretty cold at night, but, like,
Right.
it's pretty similar to home. Like,
Sure. Sure.
home's pretty similar. Like, just
Yeah.
gets really cold at night, and then
But
obviously
again, it's cold for us. But I
yeah,
mean, if you're back on the East Coast, like New
yeah. Oh,
York,
yeah.
oh good lord,
I'd
that's a
struggle
whole
there.
yeah, that's a
I
whole
would
different
struggle
cold.
massively.
Oh, I would not survive. I
Yeah.
tell my friends that I would not survive. So you and I were very similar with that.
Yeah.
So
No, for sure.
all right, now let me ask you this. So to get to know more of your mates and everything, you mentioned Ben Sugar is a very good friend of yours.
Yeah.
When you guys travel, who is the one guy that you automatically want to be rooming with when you have to be in the hotels and everything? Is it Ben Sugars, or do you have any other one that you want to hang out with?
Well, I actually live with Ben Sugars and Dex, so,
Mhm.
I'm probably already sick of them, so
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't wanna sleep with them, but, wow, I haven't really thought about that. To be honest, I would actually pick anyone in the team as long as they don't snore.
Okay. Oh, the snoring. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. So now then on the flip side, would it be the snoring would kill it for you with a
Oh, the
teammate that you
snoring would
absolutely
be
can't have?
yeah, the snoring would be the end of me, to be honest, like,
Yeah. I've
I'd
heard
probably
Matt Heaton is like notoriously the worst snorer. He brings earplugs for his roommates because he
oh, there
knows
you
it's
go.
bad.
Oh, well,
Think
that's very selfless of him. I haven't shared with Heaps yet, so,
Mhm.
hopefully he doesn't forget his earphones if I do have to sleep with him.
Sure. And then I've also heard Lincoln C is also a notorious snorer too. So
Yeah, I actually have heard that as well, so, if Lincoln's watching this, make sure you bring some, earplugs to the next away trip.
I'll get some more questions about your mates. If you had to make a trip, say you had to go back home, okay, you had to
Yeah,
make a trip back home. You get to the airport, you forgot your passport,
yeah,
and you only were allowed one phone call to one of your teammates, and you had to make sure this person will bring you your passport in order to
yeah.
catch your flight. Who would that teammate be?
Um, I'd probably call, um I'd probably call MJ, Matthias.
Oh, okay.
Very reliable, I know he'd do it, drop of a hat,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
and then or I'd probably call Nick Chan because I know he's on his phone because I
All the
know
time.
yeah, all the time, always on his phone doing, TikToks and stuff, so,
Got it. Oh,
if
okay. Didn't know
one of the 2, for
that.
reliability, I'd go MJ, but, for guaranteed pickup, I'd probably
Right.
do Nick.
Then Nick's always on his phone. So then
Yeah,
on the flip side, who would be one or two people on your team that you know for sure you're not calling them because there's no way. Like maybe they'll respond back a week or two later, go, "Hey, did you still need your passport?"
yeah. I'd probably pick, like, Mikey,
Oh,
Mikey the
so
hooker.
Senifage?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
Michelangelo.
okay.
Just because, like, I don't know, he probably wouldn't be on his phone or something, he's probably down at the beach or something like that,
I see. I
getting
see.
a coffee or something like that. Maybe at
Sure.
Topgolf, maybe.
I'm sorry.
Maybe at Topgolf, I think, he
Oh,
loves
tough.
Topgolf,
So
Mikey.
everyone's golfing now, huh? I
Yeah.
guess. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it's the new thing in the
Yeah.
team.
Hey, that's great. No, I mean, I know a lot of you guys are also DJs on the side as well, but now golfing seems to be like the next hobby for you guys. So, hey,
Yeah.
again,
Oh,
you
yeah, I
guys are in
love
the
it.
right spot. You guys are in the right
Yeah, for
spot for
sure.
golfing. So,
Yeah,
no
for
issues with
sure.
that. That's awesome. All right, and then last couple of questions. So, and this is now talking about the future with you. You just started a wonderful career so far here in Major League Rugby, and hopefully for years to come, caps to come here. What does the future hold for Ben Houston with rugby, and not just necessarily Major League Rugby, but just what do you envision your plan for the future?
Um, obviously obviously on a MLR perspective, I'd love to obviously win a competition here and continue to play good footy and just, put LA Rugby back on the map, obviously, since, obviously because it's a fresh team.
Right.
But obviously playing good footy here. But as a personal goal, my goal has always been to play Super Rugby back at home.
Sure. Sure.
Um,
I'm assuming also too to suit up possibly for the Wallabies.
oh yeah, that's obviously the number one goal. That's the goal for anything. For me, I would love to play for the Wallabies. I'd love to put on the jersey one day, but
Mhm.
there's still a lot of work between then and there. But
Sure.
that's at the top. There's
Got
nothing better than that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And again, I wish all the best for you because, right now, phenomenal star. Like I said, it's always, ever since you came onto the pitch, like the number 8, Ben Yusuf, like you really stuck out. And not just in my eyes, but in a lot of other people's eyes as well. So,
No, I
just
appreciate
staying
that.
healthy, knock on wood, stay healthy. And
Yeah.
I feel you can have a very, very good career, not only here, but back home as well. So,
Yeah, thank you.
last question, and again,
Yeah,
thank you very much for your time, Ben. I really do
always.
appreciate it.
Been great.
So last question. Again, the purpose of this YouTube channel and podcast is to introduce rugby to an American audience that isn't too familiar with rugby at all.
Yeah.
So if somebody came up to you, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people already have, and they asked you, so what is it? What is this rugby all about? Like, why should I care about rugby? What would you be your answer to them?
I reckon my answer would be it's a it's a sport of like athleticism. I think it's a sport of gamesmanship. I think it's a sport of entertainment, and I think it's just an overall good culture in rugby as a whole. I think on and off the field, the culture of rugby union is so good. Like around the world, it's everywhere. Every single around major continents, everyone is playing rugby, and the same game would be played here as in England, as in South Africa, as in Australia. So it's all the same. So once you jump onto the rugby union board, you can connect to the whole world. You can
Mhm.
connect to anyone. You can connect to people overseas, and just overall have a connection that brings everyone together because you don't need to speak the same language. You don't need to do anything. Once you understand the game and understand it from yourself, you can get the whole world experience it. And like I think it's such a good sport to play and such a good sport to enjoy and watch. And once you understand it and watching it just becomes so easy and becomes such an enjoyment. And you can see that around the world because I've obviously watched a lot of games around the world and the fans and everything. There's nothing better, and everyone loves the game so much. And I think if America get on board, they will love it as well because I know and they will get the experience in 2032 for the World Cup.
31 and 33.
31, and I think they will get that experience firsthand because I went to the last French World Cup
Hmm.
and I've never ever seen anything like it. The
Oh yeah,
enjoyment,
I'm super excited myself.
yeah,
As a rugby fan, I'm super excited myself to witness that.
yeah,
So
the enjoyment, the passion, like
yeah,
people
everything.
singing in the streets from all around the world, and
Mm-hmm.
it's all because of the game of rugby.
Yeah.
So
Oh, no, I love that answer, man.
yeah,
I think that's a great answer. I
yeah,
love that. Well, again, Ben, thank you very much for your time. Why don't you shout out your social media, if anything, if you want people to follow you?
yeah. What's my name? Ben underscore Houston 00. I think it is. I
Think
think it is
yours is actually. Let me check real quick.
Ben underscore Houston 00. I think it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Ben underscore Houston 00. Oh, it was your email was something different. That's right.
No emails. I already get enough junk.
Right. No, no, let's go. So Ben underscore Houston 00. I'll put that on the social media on the bottom once I edit this video.
Too easy.
And hey, again, Ben, thank you very much for your time. Obviously, good luck with the game on Saturday. I'll be there, obviously.
Yeah.
EA announced and everything.
Yeah.
But very important game, Cali Cup. Tickets, of course, available for fans. RugbyFCLA.com. Also, don't forget, it is a doubleheader. We're having that game as the opener to the women's USA Japan match, which will also be super exciting. So
Yeah.
full day of rugby, and you'll get everything. You'll get men, women's, Cali Cup, international test match. So lots of fun. Ben, again, thank you very much for your time. I
Thank
do
you for having
appreciate
me.
it, brother.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for having me, mate. I'll see you on Saturday.
See you on Saturday. And for all the fans checking out, thank you very much for checking out the podcast, and we'll see you on the pitch.